It's been a minute since I did a hiking video, but it's a beautiful fall day. Thought it was time. I'm at the Kendall Lake area of Cuyahoga Valley National Park. I think I'll warm up with the cross-country trail. The cross-country trail brought me around to the lake trail. Not sure if it was supposed to have dumped me here yet or if I took a wrong turn, but either way I recognize this lake trail. It just, I think it's about a mile long. The cross-country is like 2.5 miles. The lake trail is a mile, and it just goes around Kendall Lake, but you can use it to access different trails, like the Salt Run Trail, for instance. Alright, all warmed up, and now I'm ready to take this lake trail across the road and head up the hill towards the Pine Grove Trail, and maybe if I'm feeling froggy, maybe the Ledges Trail too. So here's how you get up to the Pine Grove Trail. I take this little connector. I'm not sure if it has its own name. And there's the Pine Grove Trail. I think because the trees are so pretty, I'm gonna go ahead and just do this little overlook trail and maybe come back to the Pine Grove. Just because I think this might be the last best week to see the fall colors. Okay, I made it up to the Ledges Trail. The overlook is off to, well, it's up above, but you go off to the right if you want to do the overlook first. I usually go off to the left and do the ledges first, but today I'm going to hit the overlook first. When it's rocky like this, it always makes me think about the Appalachian Trail. Speaking of the Appalachian Trail, I started a through hike last year. Well, actually that was this year in 2021, and I sprained my ankle almost immediately, 20 miles in. After a couple weeks I did get back on trail and I ended up doing Maryland, but I was just in denial. I really couldn't hike with a sprained ankle. Oh, here we go. The overlook's to the left. That's the Ledges Trail down below. Love these sandstone rock formations. They're part of the Sharon Conglomerate. You can see them in lots of places in Northeast Ohio. There we are. That's the overlook. Someday I've got to come up here and try to catch the sunset. There's a parking lot over there if you don't want to hike up, you want to still come and see. Like all the pretty moss on the rocks. So anyway, yeah, this year, I sprained my ankle on the Appalachian Trail and was not able to resume my thru hike. When I got home from the trail, I had to do physical therapy for a couple months to heal my ankles, and it was very helpful. So lush and green through here and wet. Lots of moss, lots of fungus. So ever since I got back from the Appalachian Trail in May, I've been preparing to start a thru hike again next year in 2022. Going to plan on a flip-flop again, and I'm going to start in Harper's Ferry, go no-bow. So the very first bit will be Maryland again, which will be nice. Having already done it, have a good idea just what to expect, know where I want to camp. When I got off trail in May, I vowed to lose weight because I wanted to be able to hike with more ease. Healing the sprained ankle helped a lot with the ease, but I have been losing weight. I've lost between 30 and 35 pounds, depending on the day right now, and I'm gonna keep trying to lose some more before I start sometime in April. So 35 pounds is pretty significant because that is more than my pack weighed last year. So it's nice to have shed that weight. I definitely feel better. I went back to, isn't this beautiful? I went back to my job at the food factory. I used to make potato salad there. This fall I'm in the soup department, which is my favorite department. This is busy season for soup, as you can imagine. And I really love that job. It's it just suits me. And being back there has given me the ability to upgrade some of my gear. Not that it was worn out by any means, having just spent a little bit of time on trail. But I wanted to get a lighter pack, so I switched my tent, and I have a new quilt on order, and when that stuff comes in, I'll probably do a gear video. From what I understand, the sandstone here was all once underwater, under the sea. I love seeing the chipmunks when I'm hiking. And the squirrels. Can you see how this tree twisted? Looks corkscrewed. There's a cave in these rocks here. It's called the Icebox Cave. And I think I remember visiting it or one like it when I was probably in elementary school. You can see it's closed off now because they're trying to protect the bats from white nose syndrome, which I guess is a fungus, and it's spread from spores, and bats spread it, but also if humans go in the cave and get spores on them or bring spores in there, I guess it can make the bats sick. I guess they've been dying by large numbers. Love all the ferns. It's a crevice. This reminds me of the ledges in Hinckley, which are also part of the sandstone conglomerate. Being a little kid, my parents used to take me walking in the woods and let us climb on the rocks. I love how the trees just refuse to give up. They'll grow anywhere. Don't ever let anybody tell you Ohio's not a good place to hike. It's a great place to hike and camp, especially in Northeast Ohio. And you know, you don't have to worry about any poisonous snakes or large predators. Someday I'd really like to take some lessons and learn how to rock climb and get to, you know, go someplace really cool like this. I think you can climb on some of the Sharon Conglomerate if you get a permit. This staircase is made of the same sandstone that these Ritchie Ledges are made of. The staircase was constructed by the Civilian Conservation Corps. Ooh. Remember that overlook I showed you earlier? Pretty sure that's directly above us now, or will be very shortly. I think it's at the top of these ledges. Look at the way the water erodes this rock. Well, I just finished the Ledges Trail, and now I'm gonna head back to the Pine Grove Trail. The way we came from is to the left. That goes down the hill, across the street, and into the Kendall Lake parking area. But there's plenty of daylight left, so I think we'll go ahead and do the loop off to the right. I always like seeing these vines. I remember being a kid and swinging out over a cliff on a vine like this. I was too dumb to know any better. Yeah. Here we are. Pine Grove Trail done, and time to head back towards the car. I feel so lucky to live this close to the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. It takes me just under half an hour to get here. And there are so many great metro parks near me as well. Summit County Metro Parks. Now that I'm living in Akron, Ohio, I also like the hiking in Medina. Well, it was a beautiful day for a hike. Thanks for following along. See you next time.